Hello everyone, Rob here with California Hike and Bike. My wife and I are going to share with you our rail bike tour on the Noyo, part of the Skunk Train organization. And this will be everything you need to know about this beautiful and serene tour throughout the Redwoods just outside of Fort Bragg, California. So stay tuned, because if you're thinking about going on this tour, you're going to want to watch this first, because I'm going to tell you just how much you have to pedal on this 26-mile tour. This tour is 4 hours long and 26 miles round trip through the beautiful and serene Redwoods just east of Fort Bragg, California. Whether you're going in the winter or the summer or somewhere in between, you want to make sure you prepare with your clothing, especially in the wintertime. It gets very, very chilly. Even though our tour was in February, after all the weather had hit in California in 2023, we still had a very difficult time staying warm. Part of the reason for this is because there's no windshield, and it's the wind chill factor that really gets you, because most of this trip is shaded by these beautiful redwoods. Even in the summer, mornings can be pretty chilly, especially with that wind chill factor. So during the summertime, make sure that you layer with at least a light jacket and maybe some sweats that you can pull off with shorts underneath. In the colder months, you want to make sure that you cover things like your ears, you have gloves for your hands, and you also want to have a heavy coat with maybe even a sweater underneath for layers. What should I bring and how much room do I have? As you can see by this picture, you don't really have a whole lot of storage space, so one backpack is really all you can bring. The rest of the space is taken up by the lunch containers provided by the tour, which you can see here. Hey everybody, more information to come on the lunch provided by the tour. But listen, if you like this video, if you found it informative, please subscribe to the video and press that like button. That really helps us to get the word out about this video on YouTube, and more people can find this information by you helping them to find it. So let's get into the tour and see how this thing works. You're going to start by meeting early in the morning, about 8 a.m. at the facility just off of Sherwood Road, as you can see here. From there, when you leave, it's a 1 mile hike down the hill. It's about a 600-foot elevation change, if I remember correctly. And as you can see here, it meanders down and along the river until you get to the old tunnel here. This tunnel used to go all the way under Sherwood Road and come out on the other side of the mountain, but it became unstable and they filled it in, at least a portion of it in, and it is not usable currently. Once you arrive here at this trestle, it's time to find your rail bike and get everything settled and strapped in, and then you learn how to drive it. I'm going to tell you a secret that I could not find anywhere when I researched these rail bikes, and it has to do with exactly how much exertion is involved on this 4-hour rail bike tour. So stick around. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. The driver sits on the right side, and all the controls are used with your right hand. Before you go anywhere, you are issued radios by the host, and he also goes over how to control and manipulate the electric assist for the rail bike. And before I go any further, here's the secret that I promised you. Skunk Train organization advertises that this is an electric assist tour and that it can be exerting in some areas. But here's the thing. Number one, you can use the electric assist and go from, I think it's 1 to 5, and that's what this little display shows. And that's the amount of assist that it gives you when you start pedaling. But here's the secret that nobody tells you. You don't have to pedal at all if you don't want to. Or you can pedal as much as you want to.
soak in all of the air, or the water from the air.
And by the way, that chatter you hear in the background is the walkie-talkie radio and the host telling us little tidbits along the way. So, the only exertion that you're going to have on this tour is going down and, more importantly, up the hill at the beginning and the very end of the tour. As far as the rail bikes are concerned, all 26 miles can be had with the electric motor. And have no fear, because if you start to run out of juice, guess what? The host brings extra battery packs to switch them out for you. This is a part of the video that I'm going to talk very little and let you enjoy the sights along the way on our way to Camp Noyo, which is where we take our lunch break, and I'll tell you a little bit about that. And so we will begin with one of the 12 train trestles that you traverse on the way to Camp Noyo. Like the sound of a train running the rails, the sound can be mesmerizing. And by the way, along the way, there are several stops for a break. Did I mention you can go pretty fast if you want to? After a 2-hour ride on your rail bike, along with the breaks of course, we arrive at Camp Noyo. At Camp Noyo, there are facilities there to use the restroom and clean up, and then you finish your first half of the ride by having a box lunch. My box lunch consisted of a ham and cheese sandwich, chips, and a soda. And for lunch, you just find your own corner of the forest and enjoy it with your honey. Once you arrive back at the rail bikes, staff have already turned them around for the trip back to the starting point. All in all, we really enjoyed this trip. It was very relaxing. We got to talk along the way and enjoy all the sights and serene sounds of the rail bike and the forest as we made our way to Camp Noyo and back. It was a great day, and I hope you got a lot out of this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you on the trail.